Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today, let's take a look at the 2026 Kia Sorento Hybrid. This is the XLine SX Prestige. It's finished off in volcanic sand. MSRP is just shy of $49,000. So we have a three-row SUV that has a lot to offer, including that hybrid system. And we'll start off with what this is powered by, which is a 1.6 liter four-cylinder turbocharged engine paired to that hybrid system, along with a 6-speed automatic. Pumps out 227 horsepower, 258 pound-feet of torque. This model is all-wheel drive. It'll do 0 to 60 in the mid 8-second range. And as far as fuel economy goes, you're looking at 32 in the city and 35 out on the highway. Now, as we work our way to the exterior styling, you'll notice a unique design for the headlight housings, where there's the turn signal and DRL strip in that upper section, which works its way towards the grille. There's also this brushed gray trim accent for the lower section of the surround. This has a forward camera, parking sensors, and a sensor for distance pacing. There's also fog lights down below and some body colored trim work right in the middle, along with vents on both sides to provide better airflow. And a few lines coming down the hood to give it a great look. Now, this also has some gloss black wheels with a multi-spoke design. There is plastic for the fender arches, which works its way from the front bumper to the lower side skirt, where there's also a body colored trim accent. You'll notice gloss black. It's also on the mirrors, which have a camera and a turn signal. It's on the window trim, the roof racks, and there's a full moonroof up top. There's also some nice lines that flow down the side, and for a three-row SUV, it has some really nice proportions. In back, the spoiler has the third brake light. There's also the wiper blade up underneath. Blacked out Kia badges for this model. There's LEDs for the lighting, and then a backup camera and parking sensors. Now, you can use the control on the key fob to remote start this. You can also use the key fob or the control underneath to gain access to the cargo space. Now, with this three-row SUV, the third row is split 50-50. So with it up, you still have a good bit of space in back. You could put some smaller items under here, but it's mainly for the spare tire components, and you have some storage on that left side. And as you can tell, the right side is folded down where you have a good bit of space. Now, the third row is manual, making it super easy to fold and bring back up as needed. And then you have the controls up top to close that lift gate. Now, as we work our way to the interior, this has manual sunshades. There's also the grab handle, both for the audio. You have heated captain's chairs along with 2 storage bins there. And then for the captain's chairs, there's also 2 releases. There's one by the headrest and one down below. These both do the same function, so that way you can reach this one from the third row itself. Now, at 5'10", this is not really where I would want to be. My knees are very high up compared to the base of the seat, but I have about a ½ inch or so of headroom. There's also storage, auxiliaries, and the window there. So I could ride around town. This is definitely going to be more beneficial for smaller kids, especially if you don't need a full-size three-row SUV, but you still need those extra 2 seats. They are still functional. Now, the captain's chairs also move forwards and backwards. And then there's storage pockets, vents in the middle, auxiliaries down below, and armrests too, to make these very comfortable. And at 5'10", it's what you'd expect for the second row seating. They recline, and I have plenty of space. There's also auxiliaries on the front seats there, so that way you can charge even more electronics. Now, this also has memory seating adjustments. There's the window controls, mirror adjustments, and more storage down below, and then Sorento on all 4 door sills. And then a very nice design for these seats. Now, as we start this up, this has a flat top and bottom design to it for the steering wheel. There's also paddle shifters on both sides, and then mode, voice commands, there's volume and tuning, even a favorites control, so you can adjust that to what you use the most. On the left side, there's all the cruise control settings, and then you can get into the gauge cluster here and go through some of this information. So you don't have a ton, but you can go through all of these vitals here, just depending on what you would like to view and see for the day. Now, there's also traction control, the lift gate, a dimmer switch, the air vent, and then for the rest of the infotainment system, it is a touchscreen system, and you can go through all of these widgets as needed, but you also have a few controls located down below. So just push on the top here, and now you have home. You can get into map, get into your favorites and setup, and then you will also have volume and power and tuning on the right side. push on the fan in the lower section, and now these are temperature dials. Fan speeds in the middle. There's also some defrosters here, and then where you'd like the air to go. Laid out very well. It's very easy to go through both of them. There's vents above that, and then wireless charging and auxiliaries, which you can hide away. Now this model gets heated and ventilated seats. There's also cup holders, some storage. Twisting this to the left will bring up the backup camera. There's also a few different angles to get into, and you have the top-down view with the 360 view, so you can easily see around. Now if I put this into drive, the forward camera will now allow us to go through those angles, and you can pull them up as needed. Park's going to be right in the middle. Now behind that you have 3 modes for on-road and 3 for off-road. So you can rotate this dial and then push on it to rotate on the 3 on the right side there. This has a heated steering wheel, there's auto hold, e-brake with downhill assist, parking sensors, a camera button, and then storage, a locking glove box with plenty of storage. This also has a digital rear view mirror. So garage door buttons are on the left, and then you have a few settings to go through on the right for that system. There's dome lights and controls for both the sunroof and sunshade. And then it's so easy to see around. For this 3-row SUV, you have a lot of visibility. And still in sport mode, second gear, here we go. You'll notice too, it will show you what gear you are in along within the lower right portion there. But with a small acceleration, we are up to speed for the Kia Sorento. So this is what it's like to be behind the wheel. And we have a really nice layout for all of the controls. When a lot of manufacturers are going towards everything in the screen, it is nice that Kia has brought some of the controls to this lower panel. While they're not physical buttons, it's still very easy to go through all of them and have them separated from the screen up top. So I think that's a really nice layout, giving you a minimal amount of controls, but you have a lot right in that area to easily go through. And the materials in this are fantastic. You have a little bit of plastic up here. For its price point though, I mean, it's a really nice layout and interior. So you are going to get a very well built vehicle, and I like Kia has one of the best warranties available. So if you're looking for a brand new vehicle, especially at this price point, I think it's a great option for the 3-row. And of course you can go with the larger turbo engine if the hybrid system is not something that you would like. But I think it's nice technology for a vehicle like this just to help with smoother accelerations. It will give you a little bit better MPG as well. So there are some benefits to the hybrid, even though it does lower the horsepower and torque slightly. So it just depends on what you're looking to get. Just to get another look at the camera system. So when you have that on, you can even see the curb and how close you are, but of course it will help with your blind spot merging on the highway and things like that. The rest of the visibility though, is super easy to see, and I like the fact that there's the camera system just to give you some more tech features, especially for the price and for this model. There's also a lot of different trim levels that you can go with the Sorento in general, so just depending on the features that you would like for this model. And it's a really comfortable place to be. It would make for a great daily driver, especially if you're commuting with several people. And that is going to wrap it up for the 2026 Kia Sorento Hybrid. Once again, a huge shout out to Planet Kia for providing this for me today. Take a look at their website, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our daily uploads. And I will see you all in the next video.